camera. Yeah.
I'll have to put it in my shirt pocket instead, probably.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the campus of Bells Free Academy here at Collins Pearly Sports Complex, home of your Bob Whites for tonight's Division I football matchup between the visiting Essex Hornets and your Bob Whites. Fans, please remember there is no smoking anywhere on school grounds. Students are reminded that they must stay in the complex or you will lose your ability to re-enter once you leave. Again, if you're looking for tonight's roster, scan the QR code on either side of the main grandstand or at the entrance. It'll bring you to BFA-Athletics.com and you'll find both the Hornets and Bob White's rosters. BFA and our opponents tonight, Essex, remind participants and spectators of the requirement to behave in a respectful manner. Sportsmanship and safe playing environments are top priorities.
Live from the Collins Pearly Sports Center, you're watching BFA Bob White football. Good evening, everyone. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand as the BFA Bob Whites play host to the Essex Hornets. Joe, Bob Whites head into tonight's game as probably slight underdogs against the 3-3 Essex Hornets, but coming off a real nice road victory last week against the Seawolves.
Yes, Tate. Bob White's put themselves in a good position for that last playoff spot with the victory over Burlington, South Burlington, who somehow has a club with that population base. But what do you do?
Bob White's with a 10-7 win over the Seawolves last week. That was actually a Thursday night game down in Chittenden County. Porter Sweeney carrying the workload with 102 yards on the ground last Thursday evening. As we take a look at the captains out on the field, Essex has won the coin toss. They've elected to receive here. Hornets come into tonight's game. Joe, tough loss last week against St. Johnsbury, falling to the Hilltoppers 26-21.
Hey, we've seen the Hilltoppers in action before this year, and they're a tough club, and they got to be one of the contenders to be in the D1 finals, Kate.
That's probably a good opportunity to kind of take a look at the standings. We're heading into week 7 here. We'll take a quick pause for the national anthem and come back with the standings. So sit tight, everyone, or not, maybe sit tight. Hold tight.
Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise, if you're able, and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand here as the BFA Bob Whites play host to the Essex Hornets. Just saying that, taking a look at the standings as we head into week 7 here. Atop the Division I standings, it's Rutland at 5-1, Middlebury in second place at 5-1, and should remind folks in Vermont high school football they use a QPR rating system to determine the rankings. Coming in at number 3, a team that the Hornets just played last week and narrowly lost to St. Johnsbury 5-1. That's a team that the Bob Whites played earlier this year. At the 4th and final home playoff spot, you have the Burton Academy at 4-2. Coming into tonight's game again, the Hornets 3-3 overall. They're at the 5th spot. CVU 2-4 in 6th place. Mount Anthony 2-4. They're in 7th place, and as we kind of indicated earlier, with BFA's big win on the road last week against the South Burlington Seawolves, you have BFA at 2-4 and holding on to that 8th and final playoff spot. Rounding things out, Brattleboro 0-6, the Seawolves 0-6. One thing we'll keep an eye on, Joe, later this evening, both Brattleboro plays Mount Anthony tonight. Brattleboro finishes up against Mount Anthony and North Country, so there is still an outside opportunity for Brattleboro to make it in. So certainly an important game tonight for BFA, and then as well next week or here at home against Mount Mansfield.
Absolutely. The game opens with a squib kick, Tate.
Picking it out to the 30 over on the far side to the 40-yard line, and so the Hornets off the squib kick gets good starting field position here.
Bob White's opting to receive to start the second half.
Hornets sporting all-white uniform with gold numbers. Blue helmets with a gold E on the top. They come out, they run a spread offense under the head coach of Ethan Curtis. They've got a 4-receiver set, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side of the field. Quarterback Sam Bent in the shotgun formation.
Running trip right.
Fires over the middle, has his man open, and spinning free, still on his feet, is Iverson. And Iverson going to be good for about a 6-yard pickup.
I thought the Bob Whites contained that okay, Tate.
They gave Aiden Iverson 7 yards on the pass completion. As you see, the Hornets right to the line of scrimmage. Again, trips formation here to the near side. And handoff straight ahead to Griffin Randall. Good job defensively there, Joe, by the Bob White defensive front.
And looks like a big pile of nothing for Essex there, Tate. Going to bring up about a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Bob Whites have been reasonably good inside the hashes this year, Tate.
So again, Hornets making the call right on the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation for Sam Bent. Motion in the backfield by Iverson, and calling his own number is Bent, the quarterback. He'll have the first down and more. Bent breaks his tackle and still on his feet before forced out at the Bob White 34-yard line.
Yep, the Bob White's going to have to stiffen up a little bit there.
So Sam Bent looked like he had some options there. Decided to keep the football. Right call there for the Hornets. They move the sticks. And they're looking at a 1st and 10. They'll officially mark the ball at the BFA 35. Long count. Bam, back to pass. Near side. Fires it high and incomplete. In and out of the hands of his favorite receiver, Cooper McCurley.
And he had number 42, Colin Horrigan, sitting right on top of him, Tate. So even if that had been completed, I don't think I was going anywhere.
Clock stops with the incompletion. 10:38 remaining here in the first quarter.
McCurley is he's a lanky receiver.
He is Bent's go-to receiver with his Chargers offense. Handoff is going to be straight ahead to Griffin Randall, and Randall pushing the pile, and he's going to be close. The officials now blow the whistle, and the play is dead just short of the first down. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and about 1, maybe 2 here for the Hornets.
See if the Bob Whites can come up with something here, Tate.
2 receivers set to the near side. Again, that's McCurley, the slot man here to the near side. Keep an eye on him. BFA showing blitz here. Bent takes it. And handoff over on that far side. Breaking a tackle is Randall. And Randall upended, and it's going to be close to the first down.
We'll see where they mark it, Tate.
They do give him some forward progress before he was kind of spun around backwards and needed 2 yards and picked up just enough. They give him the first down.
Reasonable defensive effort by the Bob Whites on that play.
Quick snap and handoff to the near side here to Randall, and Randall's in the backfield.
Number 20 from BFA, Porter Sweeney, was having no part of that tomfoolery.
Good job defensively by Sweeney. Call it a gain of only 1 on the play.
Brought down after a short gain by number 20, Porter Sweeney.
Sets up a 2nd and 9 here for the Hornets. 3 receivers set to the top of your screen.
A lot of mischief from the Hornets early on here, Tate.
Back to pass, Bent under pressure, gets it out over to his receiver again. That's McCurley, and McCurley stood up, and Bob White's on his ankles before he's finally wrapped up and taken down. Tell you what, that's a dangerous play for McCurley there. I mean,
lucky he didn't get hurt, Tate.
Take a shot up high, either cause a fumble, could hurt your ankle. But he looks to be A-okay. Sets up a 3rd and about 3, 3rd and about 4 maybe for the Hornets.
Big down here for the Bob White's defense.
2 receivers set here to the near side.
I don't think they're throwing the football, Tate. They're going to do some.
Back to pass.
And I'm mistaken.
Looking to break free after the pass completion is Aiden Iverson. So Iverson's 2nd reception of the day. He looks like he'll be right around that first down marker.
Looks like an overly favorable mark from here, but what do I know?
It's going to be indeed enough for the first down. They're going to spot the ball at, call it the Bob White 13-yard line.
I mean, they spotted that ball a good 3-4 yards ahead of where the man was tackled.
2 receivers set on the far side, and it's going to be a pitch over on the far side to Iverson. Iverson looking to turn the corner. He does, and finally he's forced out of bounds, but not until he picks up 8 on the pitch.
Number 8, Brady Braylon LaValle checking in, replacing George Remillard for the Bob Whites.
Sets up a 2nd and 2 here for the Hornets. Down to 7:39 remaining here as you take a look at the replay with Iverson looking to turn the corner there. Back on the field, though. There's the quarterback keeper, Sam Bent, calling his own number. He had an opportunity to hand off there to Griffin Randall, but made the right decision. Picks up, I believe, a first down.
Getting pretty close to the goal line, Tate.
It's going to be 1st and goal here. In fact, that was a touchdown. They did make it in. I missed the signal, Joe, so credit Bent with the keeper for the touchdown. There's a snap. They get it down. The kick is up, and it is no good. With that, with 7:34 remaining in the first quarter, our score, Essex 6, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV.
The return for the Bob Whites, number 20, Porter Sweeney, and number 23, Devian Jones.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno here on hand.
Rough first series for the Bob Whites, Tate.
Porter Sweeney and Davion Jones back deep, stand out around their own 15-yard line. kick is away, line drive kick, and gets past Jones as it journeys towards the end zone, and he'll just let it go in. Automatic touchback, and the Bob White offense will take the field.
Jones did the right thing there. He didn't have to get cute and try to take it out.
20-yard line.
Let's see what the Bob White's going to sustain here.
First offensive series here for BFA. If you're just tuning in, 7:34 remaining in the first quarter. Hornets took the opening drive down the field for 6 points. All right, two receivers set here to the near side. Quarterback Jonas Wagner, shotgun formation, motion in the backfield by Hayden Sweeney. There's a snap, handoff to Porter Sweeney on the far side, and Sweeney stacked up on the line of scrimmage for about no gain.
All right, all right.
Sets up a 2nd and 10 here for the Bob Whites.
By number 32, Anthony Bromley. 2nd down and 10 to go.
Not a bad October evening here, Tate. A little more seasonal. I'd say
Nice.
probably somewhere in the mid-40s.
Nice crispy 46 degrees. All right, Wagner. That's a direct snap actually to Porter Sweeney. And so first time I've seen that this year. So Sweeney with the direct snap.
Looks like got about a yard out of it.
Sets up a 3rd and 9 here for the Bob Whites.
Oh, Bob White's going to need to conjure something up here if they don't want to punt, Tate.
Wagner back into the huddle here for BFA. Looking like a likely passing situation. Duffy Smith, who had a touchdown reception last week against the Seawolves, splits out wide here to the near side. Trips formation, but now we've got a timeout by BFA, so a little confusion.
Charge, timeout.
With that, we'd like to thank our community partners that help make this broadcast possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Auto St. Albans and Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to join our community partners and contribute to the production of these games, please contact Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV, 802-782-8676. All right, big 3rd down here for the Bob Whites. Now I've got trips formation on the far side. Empty backfield here, Joe. Now we got motion in the backfield. And they fire it deep downfield for Smith. And incomplete off the hand. That was going to take a heck of a pass. Looked like there was double, if not triple coverage there on Smith.
That was, yeah, basically thrown into the Essex defenders. Wasn't that far off the mark, really.
So it was going to have to be a picture-perfect pass. So incomplete. Bob White's forced to punt away.
See what the special teams can do here, Tate.
Iverson deep here for the Hornets.
Decent
Nice
punt.
high end-over-end kick. And that's going to take a Bob White roll. Beautiful down to the Hornet 32-yard line. Believe that was Wagner on the punt, and a beautiful one at that.
Absolutely. We'll see if the Bob Whites can't stiffen up here a little bit on their 2nd defensive series.
As we mentioned, Northwest Access TV will be with you here next week as the Bob Whites play host to the Mount Mansfield Cougars. Game time 7 o'clock next Friday evening. If you're not able to make it here, Northwest Access TV will again carry this broadcast live on YouTube. All right, 6-0 Hornets. Offense back out on the field. Sam Bent, shotgun formation, trips formation here to the near side for the Hornets. Play action, firing it here to the near side to McCurley.
He dropped it. He dropped it.
Cooper McCurley not able to hold on. Looking for a wide receiver screen pass here to the near side.
They call that a drop, Tate.
Incomplete.
And it's 2nd and 10.
Clock stops with 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
There was something to call that gator arms.
This is true. 3 receivers set here to the near side. Bent, back to pass again, under pressure, and he's fires it away. They let that play through.
I think the officials should have had that.
Flag comes out. We're going to have intentional grounding, I think, is going to be the call. I mean, quarterback was certainly in the grasp. They let that play out.
They should have blown that well before that happens. Good way to get the kid hurt.
Well, officials talking things over. Again, we haven't seen the official call yet, but I think that's going to – no, he's going to pick up the flag. I don't know who he was throwing to, Joe. We'll take a look at the replay here. A Northwest Access TV replay. Trying to look here. Who are we looking for? Number 4? Is number 4 in the area? It hit his lineman. It hit number 75. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not sure how that gets picked up, but
well,
we do have the luxury of replay here up in the press box.
We do, and none of us are in the NFL.
3rd and 10, and
there's some motion from somebody.
Looks like Essex potentially switched up the cadence and potentially, and that is the call, getting the BFA defense to jump offside. So instead of a 3rd and 10, Hornets now going to be looking at a more manageable 3rd and 5 here.
All right, that's okay. That's all right. I mean, not what we like to see. I'm sure it's something they'll be talking about in film, but I think we can correct that here.
Here's a snap, back to pass, under pressure, little outlet, hits his man, running back up, and has enough for the first down. Again, I think that's Randall on the reception there. Yep. Griffin Randall on the reception, so that lack of a call on the intentional grounding, and then the defensive offsides come back to haunt the Bob Whites defensively. Chargers move the sticks, 1st and 10. Ball now spotted at their own 44-yard line. 5:39 remaining here in the first quarter.
Plenty of room to defend, Tate.
Handoff again to Randall here to the near side. Now he breaks 3 up the middle. Now he cuts across the grain. Randall still on his feet, taking it and finally tripped up on that far side. Looked to be number 80 for BFA. LaValle making a shoestring diving tackle there. If not, Randall's into the end zone for 6.
And Randall's not a big guy.
First down.
Easy to lose there between the tackles. So 1st and 10 here for the Hornets. Ball spotted on the BFA 21-yard line.
Hopefully the boys stay disciplined.
And
there
Randall
we go.
Takes it in the backfield, and LaValle this time also in the backfield.
That looked like a big pile of -2 yards.
Loss of a couple on the play. Great penetration there by LaValle.
BFA needed something like that, Tate. They're going to mark it as a 2nd and 14 here.
2 receivers set here to the near side. Bent. Long count. Back to pass. Rolling here to the near side. Looking down the field. Fires it high, and it is incomplete. Pass intended.
It's like for number 4, Cooper McCurley, it's thrown well out of bounds, Tate.
So incomplete. It's going to be set up a 3rd and long. Call it 3rd and 14. Probably looking at 4-down territory here for the Essex Hornets. So they'll have 2 plays to get it done.
Yep. Got some officials doing something here. I'm not quite sure. Oh, there we go.
2 receivers split out wide here to the near side. Bent, hands off, keeps it himself, so quarterback keeper. He had an option there to hand off to Randall, but he calls his own number, picks up maybe 3, or maybe going to set up a 4th and about 11.
Yeah, I can't see him punting here, though, Tate. As you said, we're sitting on about the Bob White 22. Unless he got Matt Barr's kid on the club.
Sets up a 2-receiver set on the far side. There's a snap, play action. Under heavy pressure, it's a screen over on that far side of the field. And that's Iverson. And Iverson breaks free, and Iverson has a lane to the end zone.
Yeah, there's a bad block back there, Tate. There's a clip from Essex. That thing's coming back.
So Iverson picked up An illegal block from one of his linemen downfield, and good call, Joe. That one likely to come back here.
They're already walking.
See if we pick it up on the replay.
Right there.
See if that changes Essex' decision here. If they try to do a pooch punt and really drive. No, well, I guess not. That's, well, I get the penalties from the infraction, so that only moves it back a few yards from that line of scrimmage. So now you're looking at a 4th and about 12.
Well, Bob Whites, they ran a screen pass. They're going to run a screen pass here. Let's see.
Back to pass, looking, firing over the far side of the field. And he has his man in, and is it close to the end zone? Down to the 1. That's McCurley on the catch. So McCurley down to about the 1 yard line, I would say. Call it 3 yard line. So a heck of a grab by McCurley. We talked about that in our pregame. He's the #1 receiver here for the Essex Hornets. So a big 4th down conversion by Essex. Looking at 1st and goal at the BFA-2. Bent calls his own number, takes it between the tackles, and he's in for the quarterback keeper touchdown.
Frankly, with no interference. Just kind of walked in there.
So touchdown for the Hornets. 2nd offensive possession, 2nd score as we take a look at our replay there. Just nice job by Bent, picking and choosing his way there. Hornets going for 1. Iverson to kick. There it is. Iverson's kick is high enough, and Iverson's kick is good. With 3:19 remaining in the 1st quarter, our score, Essex 13, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Bob White's down 13-0. No, not the start they wanted defensively here this evening.
Oh, certainly not. There were a couple of glimpses of hope there on that 2nd series, the Bob White's defensive unit, and weren't able to avail themselves of those things. Essex hitting set to kick off. We'll see what the Bob Whites can do.
Again, Porter Sweeney and Von Jones back deep here for the Bob Whites. Iverson's kick is away, end over end kick, and Porter Sweeney fields it at the 9. Sweeney turns it upfield, stutter step, still on his feet to the 25, and Sweeney is finally stacked up by a host of Hornets.
Yeah, looks like you get up to about the 20. They're going to call it the 27, Tate.
See what the Bob Whites can get moving here offensively as we take another look at Sweeney's kickoff return.
Bob White's not a whole lot of success in their first offensive series.
Duffy Sweeney splits out wide here to the near side. Wagner hands off to Porter Sweeney on the far side and stood up, but Sweeney pushes the pile ahead. Good for 3 on the carry.
Hey, we'll take it. The better start in the last series.
Back, maybe call it 4 on the carry. Sets up a 2nd and 6 here for the Bob Whites. Again, we'll keep an eye on some out-of-town scores here. between Mount Anthony and Brattleboro. Looks like that game is still 0-0 in the first quarter. Handoff again to Porter Sweeney, lowers his shoulder, and Porter Sweeney is going to be close to a BFA first down.
That's what we're talking about, Tate.
Sweeney once again on the carry.
Sweeney needed 6. That's what he picks up. So first down for the Bob Whites. Hayden Sweeney checks in for BFA for Brandon Manning.
Bob White's with a fresh set of downs here. First Bob White's first down of the evening.
3 receivers set here to the near side. Wagner back, rolls here, bootlegs to the near side, looking downfield. He unloads it deep downfield, looking for Smith. Smith
was interfered with, Tate.
So Smith was tripped up. This as a reminder in Vermont high school football, pass interference is just an automatic 15 yards, so it does not go to the point of the infraction like we see in the NFL.
Yes, you taught me that a couple seasons ago.
You could see there, they were guarding against Smith, not allowing him to get to the ball, tripped him up. So
well, Smith was trying to get to the ball. They basically just grabbed him by the waist. But I'd assume the Bob Whites are going to march out. They are calling it again. They're calling it offensive interference against the Bob Whites.
Really? I wonder if we can get Northwest Access TV to pull that replay up one more time. That's we'll take another look. Well, I mean, all right. Here we see Wagner rolling here to the near side, and Wagner unleashes it here to the near side, and I do not know how that is offensive pass interference. I mean, Smith is trying to make his way to the ball. The ball is on his far shoulder, and he's prevented from getting there. That's again,
I think we call that a bad call.
Well, again, we have the luxury of instant replay to take a look there, but Bob Whites, after they march off that penalty, looks like first and about 25, and handoff goes to Sweeney on that far side of the field.
Not a whole lot of action one way or another. Bob Whites might have picked up a yard.
Officials looking to the scorekeeper to keep running the clock there. He stopped it momentarily.
Looks like they're going to credit him with 3 on the play.
Call it 2nd and 22. Ball spotted now around the 22. There's a snap, back to pass, bootleg here to the near side. Wagner under heavy pressure, and Wagner is going to be sacked in the backfield. Down at around the 10. Host of Hornets there. Looked like including number 55, Jadrin Cooper.
Loss on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
It's going to be a 3rd and a country mile here, Tate.
You know, something you used to see many decades ago, back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s on 3rd and forever, you'd have like a quick kick. I mean, you just go back, there's nobody back to return it, and you just punt it away. But you don't see that these days. Bob White's looking for something here. And a little pass over on the far side of the field to Porter Sweeney, and nothing there. Hornets shut that down, and that penalty offensive pass interference turns out to be extremely costly, and the Bob Whites now forced with their back against their own end zone here on 4th and forever.
They just ran a screenplay with no blockers.
What would you call this? 4th? I want to help me out here, Joe. 20, 30, 40.
They're calling it a 40 on the screen.
4th and 40. 4th and 40.
If they can get back to the original line of scrimmage, that would be successful.
Wagner back to punt away. He stands in his own end zone. Here's a high snap. Wagner gets it down.
Decent
nice
punt.
Line drive and gets past the original line of scrimmage for you, Joe. And it's going to be down by Porter Sweeney at the BFA 47-yard line. Nice punt once again by Wagner.
And that's going to end the first quarter, sir.
With that, we'll take a timeout. Our score, Essex 13, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV.
Boosters concession stand to get all your in-game snacks. Soda, water, Gatorade, hot dogs, chips, popcorn, and more. Visit the BFA Boosters concessions. While you're down there, stop by the BFA Spirit Store. Support your Bob Whites and Comments all year long with their very own.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand as we start the second quarter. Hornets will start it with the football in BFA territory at the Bob White 47-yard line. Quarterback Sam Bent, shotgun formation, two receiver set to the top of your screen here. Bent back to pass, deep drop, looking over the middle, fires it, and as his man in and out of his hands, looked to be maybe Levi Bent. William Keegan, my apologies, number 8, the intended receiver. But great rip there by Sam Bent right over the middle with a blistering pass, just a little too much on it for his own receiver. That will set up a 2nd and 10 as we see a little bit of fog start to roll in here in St. Albans. And handoff goes over on that side to Randall, and Randall breaks it, and he has the first down and more. And Griffin Randall finally forced out at around the BFA 31-yard line. With the fog rolling in, it's been that kind of first half for the BFA Bob Whites as well. And we see on our Northwest Access replay there. Nice move by Randall, bouncing that outside. 1st and 10. Randall again, this time to the near side. And Randall is taken down, and they're going to have a horse collar tackle against BFA. I believe that was Manning in. And they're going to say high and around the shoulder pads. No gain on the play as far as the run goes, but I fully expect to see some yardage tacked on here as we take a look at our replay. There you go, up around the shoulder pads. So officials still talking things over. Now we see him spotting and walking the ball forward for 15 yards. That will be a first down. Ball will now be spotted at around the BFA, call it 15-yard line. So with the penalty, that gets the Hornets down to the BFA 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Back to pass, firing over the middle, has his man, touchdown, Essex Hornets. Aiden Iverson on the 15-yard reception, and Samuel Bent once again showing off his right arm.
Yeah, the Bob White's got a lot of work in front of him here, Tate. They want to make this one competitive.
3 possessions, 3 touchdowns here for the Hornet offense as they continue to roll. And the penalties mounting as well for BFA here this evening. Iverson now to kick. It's up, it's high enough, and it is good. Our score with 11:28 remaining until the half. It's Essex 20, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans, where it's been all Essex here in the first half. Bob White's got a little bit going offensively on that last drive, Joe, but that offensive pass interference call, which, frankly, again, our view in the replay showed not at all to be the case, that really put them behind the sticks. They never recovered.
Yeah, I think they got that one backwards, but the Bob Whites are just going to have to deal with that and see what they can do with their upcoming offensive possession, Tate. A little bit of a like a low fog here.
High end over end kick, and that's going to be Jones fielding it at his own 5. Jones stutter steps, takes it, bounces. That's Porter Sweeney, and Sweeney out to about the 30-yard line where he's finally ruled down. Yeah, we mentioned that, the fog kind of rolling in. Been that kind of evening for the Bobwhites as well. Kind of dropping down right across the field here in front of the Union Bank, one of our key sponsors. And with that, we do want to thank our community partners that help make this broadcast possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Auto, St. Albans and Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank. And we'll come right back after this play, calling his own numbers. Wagner in a little bit of a hole. Wagner dives ahead for 5. Also, JC Image and the Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center are many sponsors here this evening. Good positive yardage here, Joe, by Wagner.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Nice hole where Wagner bounced it to the right.
You know, hey, the Bobwhites just have to deal with the situation as it presents them. We're early in the second quarter. They can keep it together here, get a score together.
Second,
we'll go from there.
Second and 5, fires it far and incomplete to the far side there. Pass intended for number 21, Hayden Sweeney.
Yeah, it looked like there's a little bit of room there. Just didn't quite put it together, Tate.
Sets up a 3rd and 5 for the Bobwhites. 10:41 remaining here in the first half.
Bobwhites talking it over in the huddle, coming up to the line of scrimmage.
2 receivers set on the far side. And we got movement by the Essex defense, and I think that's going to be a clear and obvious offside call.
I'd like to refer to that as a free first down.
Well, Bobwhites will certainly take it, even if it's free.
Result of the penalty is a BFA Bobwhite.
Taking a look at some of our out-of-town scores here.
Number 23, Davion Jones checking into the Bobwhites lineup.
Big battle at the Division I level. Middlebury leading Burn Burton 10-7. St. Johnsbury leading CVU 6-0. Back to pass. Wagner firing high. Oh boy, there's a hit against Sweeney and defenseless receiver and no flag. I mean, Joe, man.
Frankly, well after the play was done.
Let's count how many steps here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, all right.
I'm not looking to put pinstripes on.
I mean, he's turning around. The ball's hitting the ground. He's turning around, and I mean, this has been. I'm sure the officials are going to take a look at this tape after the game.
As well, they should.
Leave it at that. I mean, that's where somebody can get seriously injured. Hands off to Porter Sweeney here on the near side, and that's a 6-yard gain. Sets up a 2nd and, well, give him 5, so call it third and 5.
Number 64, Ribbon Williams, 5-yard gain.
So nice job by Sweeney here to the near side.
Bobwhites creeping towards midfield.
Under 10 minutes ago here in the half. Two receivers set on the far side. Long count, and we got movement once again by the defensive line.
How is there no flag there?
I mean, again, we can take a look at the replay. This is going to be a fun, Bobwhite offensive line just pushing and pushing and pushing. And there's a fumble on the play, and out comes it with the Hornets. And the Bobwhite coaching staff is going to be very, very unhappy. We'll have a beautiful look pretty much right down the line here with our camera.
There should have been a dead ball called before that ball was even snapped.
Taking a look down the line here. Well, didn't quite catch it there. We'll see kind of a rugby push here. Well, going back in there, you just saw the step across the neutral zone. Now the officials huddled up here, and BFA coaching staff looking for an explanation here.
And we're not talking about a hanging chad. It was just a horribly awful lack of a call.
Again, we have the benefit of replay, but it's been one of those evenings, I guess.
I get it. I mean, there's this blatant movement before that snap tape. And there's 4 of them down there. There's not one of them got to figure it out.
Tough first half for the officials as well.
I guess so.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10, back on the field. There's a snap. Play action pass, under pressure, fires it over the middle deep and has him in, and what a catch. Oh, incomplete.
Oh, dropped it. That's too bad.
In and out of the hands of Adian Iverson. Iverson almost came away with a
Looked like he had it. He grabbed it with one hand. Almost came down to the second hand.
We'll see if we can get it back on our replay. Iverson almost came down with a beautiful one-handed catch. Look at that. Almost tapped it right to himself, but not able to hold down. But again, Sam Bent showing off his arm here this evening. Joe, he can really rip the football.
Yeah, and Iverson just ran right past the BFA D-back.
3 receiver set on 2nd and 10. Back to pass is Bent. Steps up in the pocket, has his man on the far side. Making the catch is Iverson, and Iverson has enough for the first down, but drives ahead for another 2. Some great second effort there.
But by the looks of things, you don't put a little bit of heat on Mr. Bent, you're going to be in for a long night.
I mean, between Iverson and Cooper McCurley, I mean, Bent really has some options out there with receivers.
Put some heat on him, Tate. He's not a small player.
Handoff straight ahead to Randall. Randall, who is a small player, picks up 8, maybe 9 on the carry.
Heck, Randall's probably up around 40, 50 yards rush in this half.
Randall on the carry up the middle. Gain of about 8. Tackled by number 31, Wilder Budget.
Bob White's really looking for a stop here. They don't want this game to get away just in the first half. 2nd and 2. 1 turnover in the game. That fumble we just saw, returned by the Hornets. There's a snap. Randall again in the backfield, and nice stop in the backfield by BFA.
Looks like number 23, Davion Jones, giving BFA a little bit of relief there, Tate.
Nice tackle by Jones in the backfield. That's something the doctor ordered up for him there. Sets up a 3rd and 7, and the Bob White defense looking for their first defensive stop here this evening.
We're in 4-down territory here for Essex. Few Bob White die-hard.
Screen pass to the receiver over on that far side of the field. Has enough for the first down, and breaking loose for the score. Touchdown, Essex. I believe that's Cooper McCurley striking once again for the Hornets. And the Hornets pouring it on here halfway through the 2nd quarter.
Bob White's just got no answers so far. Essex missed an extra point on their first touchdown, and aside from that, it is all gone their way. Lining up here for another one, currently 26-0 Essex Hornets.
Keegan with the PAT, there's a snap. The kick is blocked. Ball is loose and recovered by the Hornets. So that's about the only thing not going the Hornets' way this evening are their extra points. But with that, our score, Essex 26, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Joe, we knew this was going to be a tough one. I mean, the Hornets gave the Hilltoppers everything they could handle last week. And, of course, that's a team that, unfortunately, St. Johnsbury really handled BFA. So, you know, the breaks haven't gone the Bob White's way. That's kind of what they needed to stay competitive in this one. And frankly, it's gone completely the opposite direction as far as breaks go.
Well, it's 26-0 Essex State, and we haven't reached the middle of the second quarter yet. Bob Whites need to put a sustained offensive drive together. They're yet to put together 2 first downs. They do have a couple first downs on the evening.
Porter Sweeney on the kick return, and finally wrapped up and taken down at the 30-yard line.
Jones on the carry.
So, Bob White offense back on the field here
Bob White's begin their drive
as we take a look at Sweeney's kick return. And yeah, Joe, to your point, just a nice long methodical drive. You know, where you get some points would be great, but just a nice long methodical drive, I'm sure.
Take a little time up, let that defense get a little rest. They've been used. They've been used pretty actively here so far in this ball game.
Number 34, Braden Manning checks into the huddle here for the Bob Whites, looking at a 1st and 10. Duffy Smith splits out wide on that far side of the field. And calling his number on the direct snap is Davion Jones. So Jones on the direct snap, but nothing there. Hornet defense maybe allows a yard on Jones on that direct snap.
Maybe we'll see where they spot it, Tate.
2nd down and 10 to go.
Again, Jones, another dynamic junior, just trying to find ways to get him the football.
Jones was involved in the offense last year, has several hundred offensive yards, and somehow does not have a touchdown yet. He's had a couple called back.
Yeah. Pistol formation, handoff goes to Sweeney on the near side. Sweeney makes a nice cut, drives ahead, picks up 4, maybe 5. And Bob White's going to be looking at a 3rd and about 4.
Looks like you got bottled up there by number 4, Cooper McCurley from Essex.
3rd down and 5 to go.
So 3rd and 5, Bob White's looking for a 1st down here. Grant Sheehan Myers checks in here for the Bob Whites.
Listed as a tight end on the offensive side of the ball. Bob White's really could use a 1st down here, Tate.
Hornets with a 4-man front, hands off to Sweeney. Sweeney looking to pick up a block, stutter steps, cuts off its opposite direction. It's going to set up a 4th and 1. And at this point, I mean, I assume the Bob Whites are just going to go for it. I mean, you're down 26-0 with 5 minutes left in the first half. Wagner over here to the sideline, chatting things up. 4th and about 1.
I would think the Bob Whites would go for it there, Tate.
Two receiver set on the top half of your screen here. Wagner, shotgun formation. There's a snap, calls his own number, lowers his shoulder, and he drives ahead for the 1st down. So Wagner calling his own number on the quarterback keeper, only needed a yard, picked up probably about 4.
Hey, looks good. Move the sticks. Move the sticks. We're moving towards a little over 4 minutes and 40 seconds in the second half. You see what the Bob Whites can come up with here in this new set of sticks.
At the end of the first half, it's Rutland 7, Hartford 7, out-of-town score.
Oh.
Little razzle-dazzle, and Smith, or who's number 23, with the catch. And taking it in is Davion Jones. No flags on the flea flicker. Joe, we were just talking about Jones and trying to get the ball into his hands more. You talked about he's had a few touchdowns called back this year. No flags on this one.
He's got one, Tate. He's got one. The Bob Whites are on the board.
So a little flea flicker between Sweeney and Wagner, and Jones blazing behind the defensive backs. So we take a look at our replay here. Beautiful pass by Wagner, just drops it in the breadbasket, and Jones takes it the distance for a BFA touchdown.
I'll tell you, I'll give number 20 Porter Sweeney credit on the flicker. Had a nice little chip block. Give Wagner a chance to throw it.
PAT is good. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score, Essex 26, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV.
BFA 7.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Joe, we're saying, hey, it'd be great if BFA could just get a nice offensive drive. You know, a touchdown would be a bonus. Well, they got that bonus.
Hey, absolutely, a little flea flicker there. Little flea flicker to Jones, and I'll give number 20 Porter Sweeney some credit. He had a nice little chip block to give Wagner a chance to throw the ball.
So nice score, got the crowd back into it a little bit here, and see what the Bob Whites can do defensively.
Need a stop, Tate.
Let's see here, 4:10 remaining.
Plenty of time left to run some plays here in the second portion of the second quarter, moving on towards halftime.
Duffy Smith, high on the end kick. First kickoff here. Ball is loose and it's fumbled on the ground. And taking on the far side of the field is Randall. And finally tracked down at around his own 15-yard line. So we're starting field position for that Hornet offense this evening.
And we'll see what the Bob Whites can do with it, Tate.
Manning on the tackle there on that far side of the field. Bob Whites would like nothing better than a 4 and out and try to get the ball one last time here before the half.
There's some opportunity for that. I believe the Bob Whites will use one timeout. They got a couple remaining, but there's a lot of a little bit of work to do here, stifling Essex first.
Two receivers set here to the near side, getting shotgun formation for quarterback Sam Bent. There's a snap. Back to pass, looking plenty of time here for Bent. Now he airs it out deep here to the near side to McCurley, and McCurley comes down with it. So Cooper McCurley, again, one of the go-to receivers here for Bent, just slows down, makes a nice adjustment on that ball, and pulls it in for a big Hornet first down.
Bob White's got to figure out a way to get a little bit of heat on Bent, Tate. I don't know how else to say that.
Bent had a lot of time back there. Ball now spotted at the Bob White 46-yard line. There's a snap. Little screen pass here to the near side. Once again, McCurley, though.
Forced out by Jones after a gain of 6 maybe, something like that.
To McCurley.
Sets up a 2nd and 6 here for the Essex Hornets. 3:39 remaining here before the half. Hornets with a 19-point lead. 3-score game. There's a snap, back to pass again is Bent. Bent fires it over the middle, and what a, incomplete, in and out of the hands, and we've got a flag here over the middle, right around where the linebackers were at the 40, call it BFA 37-yard line.
Looks like a personal foul call. I can't see who it is, Tate.
An eligible receiver downfield, so we had an offensive lineman who kind of lost track where he was. You can see the offensive linemen have about 3 yards they can travel downfield, and looking where that flag was about 6 yards, so.
You almost wanted to climb that one.
Clock will stop with the incompletion. 3 minutes, 33 seconds until the half.
Then it's going to bring up about a third and back to the original line of scrimmage. Or, excuse me, a second and 10. Second and 10.
Two receivers set, top of your screen here. Bent takes a snap. Hands off here to the near side. Stutter step and lowering his shoulders. Randall along the sidelines and finally ripped out of bounds. But Randall was just tiptoeing and turning up the speed on that near sideline and has enough for the first down.
Finally taken down by number 31, Wilder Mudgett, but not before he did some serious damage, Tate.
So Randall certainly over 100 yards here in the first half as this Essex Hornet offense just keeps rolling along. Two receivers here to the near side. And hand off to Randall straight up the middle. Pick up about 5 on the carry as we're down to about 3 minutes remaining until the half.
Essex down at about the 11-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 6.
Long count by Bent, and I think we have some movement by one of the offensive players for the Hornets. Offsides, no, my bad. My bad. Offside against the Bob Whites is the call. That's going to be 5 and set him up for about a 2nd and 1 here for the Hornets down around the call at the 5-yard line.
Hey, why not, Tate?
Bent, back to pass, looking over the middle, fires it, and he has his man touchdown.
And shocker.
Cooper McCurley with another big catch and another touchdown for the Hornets as they extend their lead, making it a 4-score game. 32-7 with the PAT to foul. There's a snap, high snap. Last one was no good, it was blocked, and this one is good. So our score with 2:22 remaining, it's Essex 33, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV.
What's the Irish one? I think my mom had the Irish one, whatever that is.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Well, Joe, not the response the Bob Whites wanted here on that last drive.
No.
Essex taking not more than a minute to respond.
Well, Tate, we got a little over 2 minutes left in the half. Bob White's about to receive the ball. It would be nice to at least possess the ball for the rest of the half, if not come up with a score. But I don't think that's unreasonable. You can't give Essex the ball back this half. Bob Whites have had 0 answers to the Essex offense. So we'll see. We'll see what gets drawn up at the half.
High end over and kick. Porter Sweeney with a nice grab over his head out to the 20. Porter Sweeney tricks back the air, still on his feet, and Porter Sweeney driving out to around the 37-yard line. So a nice kick return there by Porter Sweeney.
Great return. I mean, he's had a lot of practice this half. So we'll see what the Bob Whites can do with it, Tate.
2:11 remaining here. Bob White's just tuning in, scored on their last offensive possession. A big splash play, a little razzle-dazzle.
Little flicker of the flea.
There we go.
Ended up in the hands of Davion Jones.
Blazing his way into the end zone for his first touchdown of the season, I believe.
To the best of my knowledge, yes, correct.
All right. Bob White's break the huddle. Jones splits out wide here to the near side. 3 receiver set here to the near side. Trips formation. Back to pass is Wagner. Throws it high and incomplete.
Well, not quite. Nailed number 12, Philip Ramirez Sanchez, the BFA
Wagner
player on the
play action.
sideline.
Pass falls
I
incomplete.
don't think Sanchez is ready to
Brings
receive
up
the ball.
second
Well,
down,
you know,
10 to go.
would have been an ineligible receiver out of bounds anyways.
Indeed. And so
It's one way to stop the clock. All right.
Except I'm not sure if we're looking to do that here.
Well,
2nd and 10 anyway. 2 minutes, 5 seconds, and a truck with a bad muffler just off the field.
well, hey, we do have Handy Cars as one of their sponsors. I'm sure they can assist on that. Back on the field, we got a gain of about 5. I
Sweeney
believe
on the
that's
carry up the
Porter
middle.
Sweeney on the carry.
Gain of 5. 3rd down and 5 to go.
3rd and 5 here for BFA. Down to 1:48 remaining here until the half. 4 down territory, I would think, for BFA at this point moving forward.
Doesn't look like BFA's in any hurry to get up to the line of scrimmage, Tate. I suspect we're going to see something go to way down the field.
Got a 4 receiver set. You got Duffy Smith split out on the far side of the field. On the top of your screen, there's a snap. Direct snap here to Porter Sweeney, and Sweeney lowers his shoulder, and Sweeney picks up a couple, setting up a 4th and probably 1, 4th and about 2. So Bob White's were really looking to spread the field out there with a direct snap to Sweeney.
4th down and 1 to
So we've
go.
seen that
Timeout on the field.
a few times here this
Timeout,
evening, whether it be
Essex.
Jones or Sweeney on the direct snap, and we got a timeout. I didn't see, I assume by BFA with 1:02 remaining until the half.
If it was BFA, they would have 1 remaining. I am not sure if that was BFA or Essex.
Remind our Northwest Access TV listening audience that we'll be back with you next Friday, 7 p.m. live, as the Bob Whites host Mount Mansfield. Cougars will make their way north here to the Collins Pearly. If you can't make it here, please tune on in on Northwest Access TV. That game will be live on our YouTube channel. Looks to be a good matchup for BFA, the Cougars Division II team. Things certainly, unfortunately, not going the Bob White's way this evening, but coming into tonight's with 2 wins, would like an opportunity to get to number 3 next Friday if things don't turn around here this evening. 4th and 1, Wagner on his own number. Wagner pushing ahead, and I think Wagner has enough for the first down.
I believe you're right, Tate. It's
Wagner
going
on
to
the
depend
keeper.
on the spot.
Crosses the line to gain. Result of the play is a
All right,
BFA
clock will
play.
stop as they move the sticks at 55 seconds. 55 seconds showing on the scoreboard as we take a look down the line here. Ball spotted at the BFA, call it 49-yard line. Clock restarts. We believe the Bob Whites have 1 timeout remaining. Duffy Smith splits out wide to the far side of the field. Hayden Sweeney, the slot man on that far side. Handoff goes to Porter Sweeney on the near side. He bursts of speed and drives ahead for 6, maybe 7.
There we go. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we need to see, Tate. So,
And I believe the Bob Whites used their last timeout of the half. That coming with 27 seconds. Ball now in Essex territory at the Hornet 45.
take a couple shots at it. What do you got to lose, Tate?
Charge timeout. BFA. This is their second.
Their second timeout. So Joe, one of those timeouts were to the Hornets. PA system just said Bob White's using their second timeout. So they got 1 timeout remaining with 27 seconds. Looking at a 2nd and 4 at the Hornet 45-yard line.
All right, and we will see what the Bob White's offense conjures up here.
All right, 2 receiver set.
Like to see some balls in the air here, Tate. Balls in the air. Balls in the air.
Motion in the backfield by Sweeney. A little counter here. A little pitch. Oh, wow. Nice razzle pay and incomplete.
Oh.
Pass intended for LaValle. So a little fake counter and looked a little screen pass over the middle of the field.
Yeah,
to LaValle.
It was like a screen slant. It was kind of a little funkadelic.
Funkadelic. There's a,
Came very close to executing it.
Third down and 4 to go.
Joe, I feel like we jumped into a time machine. Haven't heard Funkadelic in a while. All right, handoff here to the near side to Sweeney.
Well, you can't say that anymore. Sweeney's still on his feet.
He'll have the first down. Clock at 14 seconds.
Sweeney on the
And
carry,
we'll have
crosses the line
BFA
of
use
game.
their final timeout with 14 seconds with a first down at the Hornet 36-yard line. So, Joe, probably an opportunity for 2, maybe throws into the end zone. What do we think?
We got 14 seconds. It's 33-17. That's probably what I would do. Just take it.
Indeed, that's what the handycars.com scoreboard says. As we look at the official, nice close-up, writing something down. Maybe his dinner order?
I don't know, but I'm looking at the official, and I could see his breath when he was.
Well, it is starting
that
to cool
time
out.
of year.
It is a balmy 45 degrees out in the field here at the Collins Pearly.
Wait a minute. I can tell you, I was wise enough to bring a toque with me this evening.
Yeah, you got me beat. I am toqueless.
I have a nice BFA Bob White's toque that I purchased at the store that's right here at the Collins Pearly during games.
Back on the field, the Bob Whites trying to claw another 6 points out here as they go with a trips formation on the far side of the field. 14 seconds remaining until the half. Wagner back, under pressure, fires over the middle and incomplete. Pass intended for number 20, Porter Sweeney. 10 seconds.
Yeah, good time for another one. Maybe another couple.
Probably 2, depending.
And 10 to go.
I think that, my guess was probably intended for a reception, then get back up and spike it, and that way you've got 20 yards to get into the end zone. Don't think you have time for a catch and spike at this point with 10 seconds.
No. You might have time for a, not even, I was going to say run one on the outside, but.
Probably looking at Hail Mary time here.
Yep.
Play action on the far side. Heavy pressure, though. Fires off his back foot. Outlet receiver, incomplete. Well defended.
Looked like a little early contact there from number 11, John Kenny from Essex, but they're going to let it slide.
6 seconds remaining. 4 seconds remaining. Clock stops with the incompletion, so one would expect the last play of the first half here. Bob White offensive line's got to give a little more time to Wagner in the backfield so he has time to set up and, I assume, try to deliver this one into the end zone. All right, we've got Smith and Hayden Sweeney on the far side of the field. Wagner back to pass, rets it lip downfield looking for Smith. Jump ball and incomplete. So Smith in the vicinity, but incomplete, and that will do it for the first half. Our score, Essex 33, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bob White football. We'll take a timeout for the half.
My name is Dominic Brock. I was born here in St. Albans, but I've lived the majority of my life in Fairfield, Vermont. My first Northwest Nightmares film was actually Shudder. I worked on it with the BFA Digital Media Studies crew. I was one of the lead directors on that. My first official film that I did on my own was a film called Isoptrophobia, which I did in 2020, I want to say. If I remember correctly, the award that I have won for Northwest Nightmares has been the best screenplay for last year, 2024. We're on this year. Yeah, so I won the best screenplay award for 2024, and I'm hoping to win a couple more awards going into this year and the following years. So I think I'm a bit of an anomaly on this. Even though I make a lot of different, horror films, I myself actually very rarely watch movies, let alone horror movies, so I don't really have a favorite horror movie. I would say I have two. In terms of the most amount of fun that I had, it would definitely be Insomnia. That was the funnest moment that I've had. There was a lot of laughter whenever I was trying to figure out how to do a shot. As for the one that I'm most proud of, it would have to be Stages. That really meant a lot to me. It was a more personalized story, more focused on some of my own internal conflicts and things like that. And so I would have to say those two are my favorite. I would have to say my favorite Northwest Nightmares memory was actually during filming for Insomnia. We had to open up the barn door on Pat Lescarbo's house in order to have Maddie, who played the demon girl, stand up in the loft. And then I remember I had to walk into shot, say a couple lines, call for a pause, and then have to stay very, very still while Maddie had time to move out of shot, so that way I could cut between the two. That was a lot of fun to do, so I would say that was probably my favorite memory. If I were to give any advice for any new filmmakers out there, especially those entering in Northwest Nightmares, the major thing I would tell them is make sure that you really focus on your scheduling, so that way you can really get ahead of the curve. If you wait until the last minute to try to get things figured out, it's going to make things a lot harder on you. And the other part as well is don't be afraid to try new things. I went into Northwest Nightmares with my first independent film, Isotrophobia, purely because I wanted to learn how to do masking. We never learned how to do that in digital media studies, and so I wanted to push myself to do that. For Stages, there's this one scene where it's in a black void, and I had to do a lot of masking for that, including many visual effects to allow one of the actors to dissolve into smoke. That was all something that I figured out through YouTube tutorials and hours on hours of working on it and getting it dialed in just right. But when you get it dialed in just right, it is one of the best, most cathartic experiences that I can ever describe.
My name's Joseph Wills, and I'm from Richford, Vermont. My first film was a film called OHX. I made my sophomore year of college. I actually ended up building a computer in order to make movies. I didn't have any friends, so I thought animating would be easier. And that turned out to be a nightmare. You can tell watching it, it's incomprehensible, the storyline. And it was the end of 2019, and all of my characters were wearing face masks because I didn't want to animate anybody talking. And it was funny because I had everyone show up, all of my friends and family show up to the premiere, and I gave them all face masks. And it's funny because 2 or 3 months later, the pandemic happened, so everyone already had 5 or 6 face masks. I won Best Horror for my live-action short film, which was called Dweller, and I won Best Special Effects for my movie Mothership, and I won Best Cinematography and Best Special Effects for Known Space. I'm actually not that much of a horror movie connoisseur, so my favorite movies are the classics. So I would probably say The Exorcist, or if Eraserhead counts as a scary movie, I'd say that. Or Mulholland Drive. I really like David Lynch, but probably The Exorcist. I've gotten so much better since my first film. I would have to say my most recent one, which is Known Space, is my favorite entry. And then the ones that stand out to me from other people are the funny ones, like this, you know, like my first year was like Swanee 4, and I lacked all of the context for that, but it like kind of, it was entertaining. And then all those films that E3 Productions would make, like Meals on Heels and Stock. I don't remember I just looked it up. I didn't have that at the top of my head, but they were high production value, and they really freaked me out the first time I saw them. Like the scarecrow eating the cat. I don't know if you've seen that. Like last year, I was coming out of a creative rut, and I made Known Space. And when it'd been like 1 or 2 years since I submitted something to the festival, and I just had it had a really warm reception. Like people really seemed to like it, and like all my friends and family came, and it just felt like a good moment because it felt like I was like coming back to something. And yeah, like Northwest Nightmares kind of operates as like a home festival, and to like a lot of people, I think, especially like people interested in filmmaking who are like around my age, who like went to the same high school. And yeah, I would say Known Space, just like feeling like the love, that's the thing, because I was so scared of making a movie, and like you're afraid it's not going to be good. And filmmaking and like all arts, it just kind of feels like this thing where someone else should be doing it. Like you kind of have to be a certain kind of person to like make a movie. But I made, as I said, this incomprehensibly bad short film, and it got to play at the Weldon. Like this is like probably the most important single room in terms of my relationship to movies. Like it's where I saw like La La Land and the SpongeBob movie, like when I was like 3 years old, and where I saw Avatar. I was like 5 when the SpongeBob movie came out. But you don't have to be afraid of Northwest Nightmares, because it's very welcoming, and like, first time filmmakers play next to people who seem to be doing it who have been doing it for a really long time, like really high production value stuff. And so it's just a very eclectic mix, and it's a very welcoming environment, and everything's treated equally. So I would say Fear is the Mind Killer.
My name is Mason Mashtare, and I'm from St. Albans, Vermont. My first Northwest Nightmares film was in 2015, and it was The Ghost of Vince Ryder. I've won Best Picture a few times, and I think I hold the record for the most second place finishes. My favorite scary movie is Scream. My favorite Northwest Nightmares entry is any Swanee movie. Just pick any one, that's my favorite. All of them. Honestly, just attending Northwest Nightmares in general is such a great time. Being able to watch your movie on the big screen with a bunch of people who love horror movies is always a blast. My advice for future Northwest Nightmares filmmakers is just lighting in general. I feel like that's something that's often overlooked. People are always asking, like, what cameras do you use? But lighting is really what's going to make your films look more like Hollywood films. So I think lighting's a big one.
My name is Dominic Brock. I was born here in St. Albans, but I've lived the majority of my life in Fairfield, Vermont. My first Northwest Nightmares film was actually Shudder. I worked on it with the BFA Digital Media Studies crew. I was one of the lead directors on that. My first official film that I did on my own was a film called Isoptrophobia. which I did in 2020, I want to say.
Welcome back to the field, your BFA Bobboys.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Bob White's getting out onto the field a little bit late here. Don't think they'll be afforded an opportunity. Joe, my guess is the coaching staff had a lot to say at halftime. Would be my guess there.
Well, yeah, it'd be nice to see a Bob White stop here. Essex did not punt the football or turn it over in the first half, Tate.
Well, I think the Bob Whites will be receiving here, right?
They will be receiving, so there's that.
All right. Looks like we got, there we go, back on the field here. Had a bit of a technical difficulty there for a moment. But both teams out on their respective sidelines. As we noted, Bob White should be set to receive the second half kickoff. We'd like to thank our community partners that help make this broadcast possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Auto, St. Albans and Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. Our sponsors for tonight's game, and it looks like teams are switching sides here, trying to keep us on our toes. Players jogging around as well as the temperature continues to drop down to about 45 degrees Fahrenheit here. Taking a look at out-of-town scores that we've mentioned, the Brattleboro currently 0-6, but playing Mount Anthony, and then North Country does have an opportunity to make their way into that 8th and final playoff spot. And at the half, an exciting one, the Brattleboro Bears 0 and the Mount Anthony Patriots 0.
Huh.
So that's one we'll continue to keep an eye on as this game continues. High end-over-end kick, and Jones is going to field it at his own 5 and taken down at his own 25-yard line.
Bob White's will start there. First series of the second half.
My apologies, I believe that was Sweeney on the kick return. So here we go. Bob White's were able to move the football late in the first half.
Moved the ball a little bit, picked up a touchdown on a little sneakeroo, little flea flicker. And we'll see what they conjure up here. Bob White's have been running a lot on first down. Wagner's been keeping it a lot. We'll see what happens.
Little counter handoff on the far side of the field to Devion Jones, and Jones still on his feet, picks up 2, maybe 3, and a flag comes flying halfway across the field.
I think that one will be on Essex. I only say that because the only Bob White in the vicinity of the flag was Jones, who was carrying the ball. But we'll see. We got like a face mask or something of that nature, I think. Let's see.
It looked like he signaled holding. So it looked, hold against the BFA offense.
Okay.
And safe to say that they're talking with their captain, Cooper McCurley. They will accept that and push that Bob White offense back 10 yards.
Yep, that must have been the ghost of Bob White because there were no Bob Whites in the vicinity of Jones.
Well,
but it's been that kind of night.
Joe, I don't think it'd be Bob White because, he was an incredible head coach, and he would know not to hold.
He would. He would. There's some other names I could use, but I will leave them be. Irregardless, there were no green and gold uniforms anywhere within 8 yards of Jones, who was running the ball. So, and the flag was thrown right at Jones, pretty much. You can't hold on your own play, Tate, when you're running the ball. It's not a thing.
Long count over Wagner's head. The ball is still loose on the ground, and Wagner jumps at it at around the 3-yard line. So Wagner able to hop onto that football. Could have been 6 in the other direction. Not the way, Joe, the Bob Whites want to come out of the locker room here in the second half.
No, it's going to bring up a third and a lot.
Second.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was a penalty on the first down. My error.
We take a look at the replay there. High snap. All right. Second and a country mile.
Haven't seen a whole lot of the bad snaps from the Bob Whites this year. That hasn't
That's
been
true.
one of their things.
Good call. Good point. There's a snap. Wagner hands off here to the near side. I think that's Porter Sweeney bobbing and weaving his way forward. Breaks a tackle and back up to about the 12-yard line. So
not a bad play. Get a lot of it back.
Sweeney
7 or 8 yards.
Space along the right side.
I think we're back to about 3rd and 22, maybe? 3rd and 20?
About 8. Brings up 3rd down and 20 to go.
Again, the Bob Whites back at home next week where they'll take on the Mount Mansfield Cougars, which could be an important game to make their way into the playoffs. Again, if Brattleboro comes away with a victory tonight over Mount Anthony, they conclude their season against the North Country Falcons, the team that the Bob Whites beat in week 1. Back to pass, Wagner fires over the middle and incomplete. Intended over on the far side of the field for Duffy Smith, and Bob White's likely going to be forced to punt this one away.
4th down and 20 to go.
4th and 20.
Yeah, I know we're out of time for possessions here, Tate, but you got to punt the football here. You can't give it to North Country on your own 16.
Wagner set in punt formation.
Wagner will stand at around his own 3-yard line to punt the football away. He's had a few nice ones this evening. There's the snap, line drive kick, good just to get that one away. Takes a slight hop at the 42 to the 44 where it's downed by number 64, Riven Williams. And the Hornets will start this first offensive series in excellent field position to start the second half.
Hey, see if the Bob Whites can get their first stop, Tate.
The Hornet offense has been rocking and rolling here this Friday evening at the Collins Pearly. Sam Bent, if you're just tuning in, the quarterback, and back to pass again, and airs it out deep downfield, and we got a stumble and an incomplete pass intended. And now we've got a flag on the far side after the incompletion. Again, right around where the linebackers were.
Far, as you said, Tate, far side of the field, nowhere near where the play was.
Talking to the Bob Whites, so I wonder if this is an ineligible receiver downfield again. We saw that in the first half where one of the Essex linemen kind of lost where he was on the field and traveled 6-7 yards down on a pass play.
Yeah, officials talking to number 72 for BFA, George Remillard.
Yeah, Bob Whites are going to decline the penalty, and it will remain a mystery as to what the call was. If you had no call, you won. All right, well, Bob White's declined whatever it was. My guess is that's what it was, which would only been a 5-yard penalty. So sets up a 2nd and 10. 3 receiver set here to the near side as Bent approaches the line of scrimmage, now backs back up and hands off on that far side of the field to Randall. Randall around the corner, still on his feet, bugging and weaving, and Randall will make it down to the Bob White 15-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Tate. You know, just scampered for 28, 30 yards. A little counter.
Take a look here, and no containment on that far side. And
absolutely done.
Finally forced out. And 1st and 10 at the BFA 15-yard line. There's a snap, hand off to Randall here to the near side. Follows his block, and finally wrapped up by Matt Manning and a host of other Bob Whites. Going to be a pickup of 3, maybe 4 on the carry.
Yeah, we're picking up the second half, much how played most of the first half, Tate.
Well,
see what the Bob White defense can conjure up here.
Call it 2nd and about 4. Ball spotted at the Bob White 8-yard line. Bent Hands off over on that far side to Randall. Randall has the corner, stiff arms. Randall is in for a Hornet touchdown. The Essex Hornets extend their lead, putting up some offensive fireworks here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center. And not the fireworks the Bob Whites were hoping to see here this evening.
No, where do we stand here? 39 Essex to 7 for the home squad. Pending extra point attempt.
This is an area that the Hornets have struggled with a few times. It's a couple of missed PATs. Iverson's kick is up, and this one is good. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score, Essex 40, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV.
Essex 40, BFA 7.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. 8:22 remaining here in the third quarter. All Essex Hornets.
Rough one for the Bob Whites here, Tate.
Big one for Essex coming in. They are on the road next week to take on Rutland. So again, Hornets 3-3 coming into tonight's game. Needed this to get win number 4, because that one on the road in Rutland will not be easy.
No, the Rutlands are tough this year, Tate.
Kickoff is away. High end over end kick. Porter Sweeney at the 10. Turning upfield. Here's Sweeney. Spun around at around his own 30-yard line. And the Bob White offense will take the field.
Sweeney on the return.
Clock stops. 8:16. We will, let you know when it hits the running time. I think, Joe, we got to wait till the fourth quarter for that.
First down and 10 to go.
I'd like to see the Bob Whites throw the football here in first down.
All right, well.
Let's see what we got.
First and 10. Again, ball spotted at the Bob White 31.
I mean, heck, what's it? You're down by
4 receivers set.
Scores.
Wagner pistol formation. Back to pass. Got your wish. Ball is completed over on the far side to Duffy Smith. Nice reception. Good for 14 yards. Believe that's Smith's first reception of the evening. Maybe his second. Again, Smith had the touchdown reception last week in the big win over the Seawolves. Also was a big contributor in that come-from-behind victory against the North Country Falcons back in week 1 in the home opener.
That is true. Smith's got a bunch of catches this year. There's no question.
2 receivers set, top of your screen. Direct snap to Porter Sweeney. Turns the corner, lowers his shoulder, and picks up 1, maybe 2. So well defended there by the Hornets. Bob White's trying to get around that edge, but thus far unsuccessful on that front.
On the play brings up second down and 9 to go.
Take a look and see if we got any additional out-of-town scores here. It's the Middlebury Tigers now all over Burton 31-7 in the third quarter. Tight one between Rutland and the Hartford Hurricane. The Hurricane undefeated. Have already knocked off a few Division I foes this season. Again, they're down in D2. Handoff here back on the field to Sweeney. Nice drive ahead for 4. It's Rutland with a 14-13 lead over Sweeney, the now Division II Hartford Hurricane.
Nice tackle from behind there by number 32 from Essex, Anthony Abrami.
The Colchester Lakers leading the Seawolves 14-0. The Fairhaven Slaters up 13-7 over U32. Hilltoppers all over CVU, the defending state Division I champions, 28-0. And again, no updates in regards to second half scores between the Brattleboro Bears and the Mount Anthony Patriots. That one, a 0-0 barn burner down in southern Vermont.
Did Brattleboro used to be the Colonels?
They did.
That apparently that's not a thing anymore either. They're the Bears now.
4 receiver set as we see Sweeney head in motion on the far side, and ball is complete to Smith. Smith breaks free to the 30, to the 20.
Oh!
And taking it the distance, Duffy Smith.
Ding dong! Ding dong!
So big pass completion there between Wagner and Smith.
So a big question, does BFA go for 2 here, Tate, to make it a 25-point game?
Bob White's looking to tee it up for the PAT. Now I think at this point you just go with the single. There's a snap, he gets down, the kick is up, it's high enough, and it is good. Our score with 6:02 remaining here in the third quarter, it's Essex 40, BFA 14. We'll take a quick timeout. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. 6:02 remaining here in the third quarter. Nice touchdown reception by Duffy Smith, and a nice pass there by quarterback Jonas Wagner.
All right, Bob White's set to kick off here, Tate. Like the kicking duties, if I'm not mistaken, will be from number 28, Dominic Sullivan.
High end over end kick and fielded at the 25-yard line. Looking to turn it over the far side of the field is Nicole Nan, and Nan back to about his own 35-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like the BFA tackles from number 33, Blake Langlois.
Hornets return the ball to their own 35. Begin their drive there. First down and 10 to go.
All right, BFA still looking for their first defensive stop of the evening, Tate. See if we can get it here in the second half of the third quarter.
3 receivers set here to the near side. Here's a snap. Back to pass is Bent under pressure now. Bent rolling here, fires it downfield here to the near side. Ball is incomplete. Pass intended for William Keegan. Good job by Bent getting away. It's the first time we've really seen some pressure there on Bent this evening.
Yeah, it's the first time I think we've seen Bent get out of the pocket.
And 10 to go.
Two receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap. Hand off on that far side, breaking free and turning up field is Randall. Another big run. Bob White's not able to contain Griffin Randall at all here this evening.
It's just not good enough, Tate. I don't know what else to say about that. You know, you had nice stop, flushing the quarterback out there in the first snap, and you just can't have that and expect to have any level of success.
3 receivers set here to the near side. Long count. And I think he did get the handoff Over to Randall on that far side.
Randall on the option. No gain on the play. Brings up second down and 10
Sets
to
up
go.
a 2nd and 10. Two receivers set here to the near side. Here's a snap. Handoff once again to Randall. Oh, and down goes the official. Hopefully he's okay. With that, we'll take a timeout with 4:28 here in the third quarter. Our score, Essex 40, BFA 14. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Great to see the official back up on his feet. And I didn't see which player, one of the players from either BFA or Essex got him from behind accidentally. But everything looks good at this point, thankfully. Sets up a 3rd and 8 here for the Hornets. Long count by Bent, takes it down, sprints here to the near side, looking to run the football, and Bent lowers the shoulder, and he only picks up 1, maybe 2 on the play. Well defended there by the Bob Whites.
We haven't seen Bent run around a whole lot tonight, Tate. Of course, he hasn't had a lot of cause to.
Yeah, well, can understand you rather ride his right arm than ride his legs. He's been able to really rifle that football here this evening. Sets up a 4th and about 8. And, Joe, we have an opportunity here to see the Bob Whites potentially have their first defensive stand of the evening.
Could be the Bob White first stop.
2 receivers set on the top of your screen.
Ball's going to the left.
There's a snap, Bent over on the far side of the field, looking, now steps back, under pressure, and Bent still bobbing and weaving his way forward, and now finds a man open downfield, and that's going to be completed for another Hornet first down.
That's too bad. That was a busted play.
Sam Bent buying 5, 6, 7 seconds back there, eluding Bob White defensive rushers as we see, and then finding a man downfield past the sticks. Looked to be, that was number 8, William Keegan. Good job by Keegan just to kind of settle into that soft zone there. Just past the first down marker.
Looks like a 1st and goal from here, Tate.
Here's the snap, back to pass, rifles it over the middle, incomplete pass intended here to the near side.
Looks like that was intended for number 3, Colin de Carvalho.
Clock stops with the incompletion. 3:09 remaining here in the third quarter. Again, Essex with a 40-14 lead. Here's a snap. Handoff straight ahead and in for another Essex touchdown. Griffin Randall put 6 up on the board for the Hornets as they continue to put points up on the scoreboard here with our offense this evening.
I'll tell you that handoff to Randall over by the right tackle, and BFA just had no answers tonight, Tate.
I mean, let's be frank, it had to be very deflating to give up that 4th and long when you've got Bent back there scrambling. So just tough to recover from, and obviously Bob White's unable to. Here's the PAT line drive kick. It's up, and it is good. Our score with 3:04 remaining, Essex 47, BFA 14. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV.
BFA 14.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luna on hand. Line drive kick here by the Hornets. Porter Sweeney watching it go out of bounds, so nice job by Sweeney being alert. He'll take the penalty. Whoop.
Oh. Yeah, moving on towards 3 minutes here in the third quarter.
We'd like to thank our community partners that help make this broadcast possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stones Auto St. Albans in Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. Tonight's proud sponsors making these games possible. 1st and 10, so Bob White's having some offensive success on the last series. See if they can come back and match that. I think we've got some confusion, though, heading in the huddle, and the Bob Whites will burn their first timeout of the second half here to get on the same page. Take a look at our out-of-town scores, see if we've got any new and interesting updates for folks. And in fact, we have one. We have one, Joe. Out-of-town scores. Brattleboro, the 0-6 Brattleboro Bears with a 7-6 lead over the Mount Anthony Patriots. So again, for folks watching and listening at home, a big game there, because the Bob Whites have that 8th and final playoff spot. And if the Brattleboro can win out, they potentially can sneak in if the Bob Whites can't turn things around next week against the Cougars.
That is correct. The Cougars would be right back here at the Collins Pearly, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. And what's just also an interesting twist, Joe, is if Brattleboro wins tonight and defeats Mount Anthony, that game next week is big for a couple of reasons. One, BFA will need to win to make the playoffs. But number two, in an interesting twist, BFA could actually leapfrog Mount Anthony if Mount Anthony loses tonight
and get up to that 7 hole.
And get up to that 7 spot, where then you're facing, a Middlebury. I think, that would probably be their best matchup, to be frank. I mean, between Rutland and St. Johnsbury. But, hey, a lot of football left to play before we get to that talking point. Handoff straight ahead and close to the first down. See if that is
BFA ball carrier there was
Jones, I think. Nope.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Number 23, Dave Jones.
Brings up 3rd down.
All right.
Good for a handful.
Good for 3rd and 2. 1:53 remaining here in the third quarter.
Bob White's coming up to the line.
2 receivers set on the far side of the field. There's a snap, high snap. Wagner takes it down, lowers a shoulder, drives ahead, and Wagner has enough for the first down. So good, positive movement there by that BFA offense. They'll move the sticks, looking for potentially 3rd touchdown here of the game.
There apparently is a Bob White parent cowbell section, Tate.
There you go. More cowbell. Right?
Yeah, a little more cowbell.
When the cowbell comes out, you know good things are happening. Either that or Will Ferrell's in the house.
Or both.
There we go.
Or both.
All right, 2 receivers set on the far side of the field. Pistol formation. There's a snap. Handoff here to the near side to Porter Sweeney. Turns the corner and drives ahead. Only picks up 1, maybe 2. Good job there by the Hornets, really stringing Sweeney out here to the near sideline.
You alluded to, you know, BFA tried to stretch it around the end again and just haven't had any success there this evening. Essex has really contained that.
Sets up a 2nd and 9.
We're running towards the last 30 seconds of this 3rd quarter, Tate.
All right, 2 receivers set on the far side. Duffy Smith, the one split out wide. 13 seconds remaining, possibly last play. Direct snap and losing his footing. I believe that's Jones on the direct snap.
At the line of scrimmage.
It was.
No
Yep.
gain on the play. Brings up
And the horn sounds. That will do it for the 3rd quarter of play. Our score, Essex 47, BFA 14. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV.
BFA 14.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Joe, I know you were just looking at some out-of-town scores. Got a baseball update?
Yeah, and out-of-town baseball, the Seattle Mariners are tied 2-2 with the Toronto Blue Jays in the American League Championship Series. Series tied again 2-2, and this game is 2-2. Catcher Cal Raleigh, a candidate for the American League MVP, does have a home run in this game. Cal's father hails from Swanton, Vermont.
Brings up 4th down and 8 yards to go.
A few more Seattle Mariner fans around the last few years here than used to be, for sure. It's going to set up a 4th and call it 6 here for the Bob Whites. Nose of the football right on the 50-yard line. So Bob White's looking to keep this offensive series going. Big 4th down. Pistol formation in the backfield. There's a snap. Back to pass. Wagner rolls here to the near side. Finds a man. Hits him turning upfield and loses his footing before the first down marker. Nice catch by Hayden Sweeney. But Sweeney lost his footing right along the near sideline here, and he falls about a yard short.
All right.
So Sweeney was trying to put on a little bit of a juke.
Well, he did. He just juked himself, Tate.
Well,
that happens.
Clock does stop with the change of possession. I am curious. I'm trying to recall what the running time situation is in Vermont high school football. We might see that here. Well, Bob White's still out. I wonder if there was a confusion on. Okay, now I'm confused. The marker is showing first down. Bob White offense on the field. But they're showing first down and 1st and 2. Yeah, we've got confusion on that far sideline. I was surprised. We lost the down here somewhere, Joe, because I didn't think that was fourth down. So what's up? Official's going to talk things up here. Somebody lost what down it was. If only we could go to replay back at the end of the third quarter and listen to the play call.
Yeah, it's like,
that would inform us.
Yeah, where's my car, man?
Reminds me a little bit back, Joe, back in the 1990s, right? When the Colorado Rockies, University of Colorado had that fourth down play. So here's that. I mean, again, that was showing fourth down. That was the reception. But, you know, was it third down before that? I don't know. What do we show up on the sticks here? Officials talking to the BFA coaching staff. Yeah, the Bobwhites still have the offense out in the field.
Yeah, I think we're at fourth down now, Tate. I think that's where we're at.
The Essex coaching staff also talking with the head official. Again, a bit of confusion. Has not, you know, it's not an easy job to be an official out there, but it's been a challenging night for them as well.
Well, hey, some days and some nights are better than others, Tate.
Yeah. So what are we going? As far as sideline, as we can see through our Northwest Access TV cameras here, you know, the sideline sticks, they're still trying to get sorted out. They're going to say first down. This is interesting. I mean, BFA will take it. Sweeney was short of the sticks, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I mean,
I saw what you saw. They're calling it a first down.
I mean, hey, BFA will take it.
It's not a one-score game, so I mean, if it was, I think you'd see a little different reaction from the Essex sideline.
Handoff straight ahead. That was Jones, I believe, on the carry.
Yep, Jones with a couple there. Jones with the first BFA touchdown this evening.
Sets up second and call it 11.
And 11 to go.
Again, I want to remind you, if you're just tuning in, Bobwhites to play host to the Mount Mansfield Cougars next Friday night, 7 o'clock. That game to be broadcast live on our Northwestern Access TV YouTube channel. Pistol formation in the backfield here. Back to pass. Wagner fires it over the middle. Has a man. Ball bouncing. The player is bouncing. That's Jones, I believe, dancing his way here to the near sideline and out of bounds. So great concentration there by Devion Jones and bounced off one defender, Joe. Great job keeping his feet in balance.
Well, aside from that, let me tell you, Jones caught that ball. He got popped immediately and
kept on going.
A lot of credit just to hold on to the football.
Yep, there we see on our replay. So tremendous concentration and balance there by Jones. Took one right in the shoulder there. First and 10 for the Bobwhites. Ball spotted at around the 18-yard line. Wagner calls his own number on the quarterback keeper, lowers his shoulder, drives ahead, and still going to be close to a first down once again for BFA, looking for their third touchdown of the evening.
Clock running down around 9:40 here, Tate.
So first and goal here for the Bobwhites. Nose of the football at the Essex 9-yard line.
Real quick here, the bottom of the 8th, the Seattle Mariners have gone up 6-2 on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Trying to take a 3-2 series lead before heading back to Toronto. Here's a snap. Wagner hands off here to the near side. I believe that's Manning. And his first carry of the evening. No gain on the play.
Number 34, Brady Manning, lost loss of 1 on the play.
Sets up a 2nd and goal from the 10.
What do you think the Bob Whites will conjure up here, Tate?
You know, I try not to get in the prediction business. My crystal ball is similar to what we saw earlier, very foggy. There's a snap. Wagner calls his own number, lowers his shoulder, and stood up at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Wow, that looked like Essex. I think it's number 77. Number 77.
We got a timeout taken on the field and looking at a 4th and about 1, 4th and maybe 2.
That's a freshman. That 77 Essex is a freshman. Last name Phelps. I'm just going to butcher the young man's first name. Spelled C-I-A-R-A-N. Ciran. Either way, he took Wagner down in good order.
Wagner stepping out here, out of the game. So maybe a little bit shaken up or personnel change. See Sweeney on the sideline making his way back in. So one would think looking at a 4th and 2 here, Joe, going to be a direct snap. You know, no quarterback out here with Wagner on the bench. So let's see, we got Jones in the backfield with Sweeney.
Could go to either one of them.
Here's a snap to Sweeney, calls his number, has a lane, drives ahead, and it's gonna be close. Essex signaling, they stopped him. It's about 4th and 2, and it looks like I see the Hornets celebrating. No official signal yet. Looking down the line.
Really going to come down to that spot. Oh, and they're
first down.
Turnover on downs. Essex.
First down for Essex. 7:38. Clock will stop with the change of possession. So, hey, Joe, the Bob Whites didn't come away with any points, but another nice offensive series there. So, looking to build off stuff like that for next week.
Absolutely. I think I was highlighted that nice catch by Jones. Little catch and run.
All right, we'll see if we have any other additional changes here. Taking a look at the Essex backfield, see if we might have a new quarterback in. There's a snap, handoff straight ahead. Didn't get a number. You know, the gold numbers on the white jerseys are a real eye test, and I am not passing on that apparently here. I think that's William Keegan in at quarterback now.
Oh, I thought I saw number 9,
well,
Levi Bent, who I'm suspect is related to number 12, Sam Bent, who we've seen most of the game. I could be mistaken.
I
Just
think that,
guess.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Could be 9. Quarterback keeper. Levi Bent, a sophomore. His older brother, I assume brother, right? Cousin, relative, senior. Sets up a 3rd and 1 here for the Chargers. So you're thinking 9, Joe? Again,
I'm thinking 9 from what I can see. And my
sounds like
nobody's ever accused me of having perfect vision, but I think it's 9.
Sounds like it's time for me to make another visit to the optometrist. There's a snap, calling his own number on the quarterback keeper straight ahead. I don't think he's going to have it. And we're looking at a 4th down and short in what may be the Hornets' first punting opportunity of the evening.
Could be. I mean, the
4th and 1.
The Hornets appear to be in clock-killing formation here, Tate.
4th and 1. 6:06 remaining here. Looking at 4th down. They glance over to head coach Ethan Curtis. And looks like they're lining up to go for it here. Bob White showing blitz. There's a snap. Handoff here to the near side. Stutter step and breaking free for the first down for the Hornets. Number 6 racing along. Tucker Smith. Stride for stride with Manning, and Smith is going to be forced out of bounds all the way to the BFA 10-yard line.
I have no words for that, Tate.
Great job by Smith, who stuttered step in the backfield and managed to go from right to left, found a little bit of a crease, and then just accelerated quickly here as we take a look at our Northwest Access TV replay. So some great vision there by Tucker Smith. And the Hornets will continue to not punt here this evening.
I mean, you could have run a Freightliner through that hole.
Back to pass over the middle and incomplete. That is Levi Bent in at quarterback. A almost beautiful pass connection into the end zone. I believe Cooper McCurley was the intended receiver who's had a few big catches here this evening, but not able to come down that one, which was just a little bit out of his outstretched hands.
Pass incomplete for number 4, Cooper McCurley. Brings up 2nd down and 10 to go.
Here we go, 1st and 10, 5:08, clock stops. Guess that means we're not in running time, Joe. Here's a snap. Handoff here once again here to the near side in the backfield. No gain on the play. Again, Tucker Smith on the carry. He's got some quick feet, Joe. He's able to accelerate
He
quickly.
does. Looks like number 64 from BFA, Riven Williams, got him by the ankles a little bit there in the backfield, and some of his teammates finished him up.
Sets up a 3rd and 9 here for the Hornets. Certainly in 4-down territory, I would say. Not going to be going for field goals at this point in the game.
Well, you might want to practice one for other games, you know.
I suppose. I mean, that's the one area where they have had some struggles here. A couple of missed PATs. That's a fair point. There's a back pass reception by Iverson. Iverson over by the near sideline, and they're going to count him down at the 1-yard line. So Idian Iverson. Another nice reception here this evening. I mean, you got to say, very balanced team here, Joe, with the Essex Hornets. Really have some receivers that can catch the football. You know, Iverson can run the football. Bent can throw the football. Really, I know the Essex Chargers, but Essex Hornets, Chargers are the youth football team. I would say 3 and 3, but they're dangerous. There's a handoff straight ahead, touchdown for the Hornets.
You know,
Tucker Smith.
We've seen Tucker Smith run the ball very well tonight.
53 up on the board here for the Hornets.
And the Hornets are 3 and 3, but you know they're coming off a tough loss to the St. J. Hilltoppers, who are a real strong club.
Yep.
You know that was a 1-score game, Tate.
Yep. So again, Essex, I would say, is a team to be contending with come the postseason. There's a snap. They get it down. The kick under pressure is up, and the kick is good. Our score with 4:15 remaining, it's Essex 54, BFA 14. You're watching BFA Bob White football. We'll take a quick timeout. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. It's been the Essex Hornets with a runaway offense here this evening. They'll be kicking off once again. Well, the kick return team for the Bob White Show has certainly gotten a workout here this evening.
Absolutely. And we'll see who's back here this time. Looks like I got number 20, Porter Sweeney, and 23, Dave Jones. All right.
All right. Jones and Sweeney back here for the Bob Whites. Kick is away. Line drive kick on that far side of the field. Fielded by Porter Sweeney. Sweeney driving ahead down to about the 34-yard line of BFA. We'll see. I think we have a few new Bob White players out on the field here.
The clock appears to be running, Tate.
Wagner jogs his way into the huddle here for the Bob Whites, trying to get one last offensive score of the evening. We got BFA missing something here. Manning makes his way out on the field here for BFA. Clock continues to wind down. I think the officials are going to let this one kind of roll.
Please help our maintenance staff and complex staff keep the complex nice and tidy.
All right, we got Smith.
Trash in the bags and the proper receptacles located around.
And Hayden Sweeney splitting out wide here to the near side. Handoff straight ahead to Jones on that far side of the field, and Jones forced out after about a 5-yard gain. Again, clock will continue to roll though, with the score being what it is.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd down and 5 to go.
Wagner jogging his way back into the huddle here for BFA. Two receivers set here to the near side. Handoff straight ahead, no gain here for BFA. Sets up a 3rd and 5 with about 2:05 to go. Again, trying to keep an eye on this Brattleboro Mount Anthony game here. And 7-6 in the 4th quarter. Again, if Brattleboro holds on for the win, there'll be a lot of eyes on week 8, where again the Bob Whites will need a win, possibly to make the playoffs, and potentially a win not only gets them the 8th seed, may get them the 7th seed. But a potential loss may also bounce them out. Back to pass over here to the near side to Smith, incomplete. With 1:37 to go here and showing 4th down.
Well, Wagner did well to avoid the sack there, Tate.
Essex will improve to 4-3 on the season. Bob Whites will drop to 2-5. But again, a big game against the Cougars next Friday night. You know, frankly, even though the matchup will not likely to be favorable for BFA, either as an 8 seed or 7 seed, you want to get these players, again, BFA a young team, you want to get them a 9th game. You know, that's just more time playing football and really assists for the following season.
Get a playoff appearance. It's been a little while for the Bob Whites organization.
That's right. Something to build on. Pass by Wagner downfield, and ball is caught. Beautiful reception by the big tight end, Braylon LaValle. Super concentration there.
And he had hands all over him, Tate. There was no call, but he was interfered with.
See the
Still
pass
made
there.
the catch.
Number 3 for the Hornets, going up and over his back. But again, LaValle, the junior, comes down with it, and we've got 10 seconds to go here now that they get to the line of scrimmage. You get running time. So 6 seconds, last play of the game. And it's going to be a handoff here to the near side for minimal gain. And that will do it.
All righty.
Joe, any final thoughts?
Hey, you know, there were some flashes of positive activity from the Bob White's offense today. I think we're really going to be looking at some film on the other side of the ball. I mean, I don't believe there was a stop in the entire game. Essex did not punt or turn over the ball.
Join us here next
All right, well, that
Friday
will
night,
do it.
6 p.m.
Again,
as
we're
we
back
play
at
host
home
to the Mount
with
Mansfield
Northwest
Cougars.
Access TV as the Bob Whites take on the Mount Mansfield Cougars next Friday evening here at the Collins Pearly, 7 p.m. If you're not able to make it here, feel free to watch us on Northwest Access TV, YouTube. So for Joe Luna, I'm Tate Brooks. Our final score here from the Collins Pearly, it was Essex 54, BFA 14.